So, should we go on to the copper belt?
Yeah, the next project in Kavanka's portfolio. Yeah.
Yeah, well, exactly. I mean, this is why it's all go at the moment. I mean, we do have three genuinely world-class projects on our hands. I mean, we've got, the potential for huge mineral discoveries. I mean, obviously, all this needs to be tested with the drill bit. So this is the latest map from the Power Metals JV, the South Guernsey project. This is PL36, which is the northern of the two licenses. And again, I put this map out on Twitter, but I can sort of talk you through it a bit today. What's got us really excited is this orange area here, which is the Marula target. Now, the Marula target we really first identified with soil sampling line that we ran up in the northeast of it, that we thought was connected to another body. What caught our attention was when we ran soil sampling lines and when we completed analysis of the airborne data, we found this concentration in the southwest of quite strong copper readings. Now, the reason that the copper readings at surface are significant is that copper is a much less mobile element in the earth soils. So typically what's happened in the KCB previously is that companies have looked for zinc, which is a much more mobile element. That's known as a pathfinder element. So you look for concentrations of zinc at surface, and then use that to determine drill targets, hopefully to find copper silver mineralization. In our case, we've identified quite strong readings of copper at surface. And what really caught our attention was that this first line that we ran up in the northeast appeared to run on the same geological trend as these lines in the southwest. Now, what we've done since is we put in these 4 lines of soil geochem with a view to testing to see whether or not this is a continuous strike. Now, as you can see from the scale here, this is 12 kilometers long and open in both directions. And what we can see so far is that the connection between these two bodies does look pretty clear, and we think we are looking at a 12-kilometer long target. Now, we have more infill soil geochem that we're planning sort of within this area, because what we're looking for now is that now we believe we've identified the entire target length is for drill targets. So we're currently going through the application process for an environmental management plan. That should be with us hopefully in July. In Botswana, you have to have an EMP awarded to you by the authorities before you can drill. But what the EMP process has given us a bit of time to do is to decide on our drill targets. So what our guys are now working on, pretty much night and day at the moment in this area, is looking for specific areas where we'll site drill collars. And we also slightly to the north have what was the original exploration target, which is over this fold nose formation, which I'm highlighting using my cursor. This was why we originally applied for these licenses, was because this particular geological formation is prospective and is associated with a number of other discoveries in the Kalahari Copper Belt. The airborne surveys, the data that came back was pretty much exactly aligned with what we hoped for, and also much more encouraging than that was the copper readings that we got from the soil sampling that we ran over this target. So Acacia is a fantastic target in its own right, but the sheer scale of Marula, I mean, that's something that has actually taken us a bit by surprise. Now, with all of this, we know that there's copper there because we can prove it at surface. So we know that we're looking at a copper mineral, pair of copper mineralized systems. What we don't know yet is whether or not that copper is economic. So we obviously need to see the bulk and the grade. And the only way we can test that is with drilling. So both sets of targets are about 120 to 200 meters. But what we haven't released yet is this map that's currently being developed. So this is all in the public domain. These zinc readings are, I don't know if I can say off the chart, but these zinc readings are incredibly encouraging. So earlier on when I mentioned that zinc's used as a pathfinder element, so what you're looking at here would be the sort of more traditional method for identifying potential deposits in the copper belt. And we've got consistent readings of over 95 parts per million. So the concentration of zinc over these targets, and that we're getting very excited about. As you can see, this map is a work in progress, so it's not quite at the standard as this one is. So our guys are working on it at the moment. We will put this out into the public domain. All of this data is in the public domain, so we've described all of this in RNSs. So this isn't sort of new information, it's just a visual representation of what we've previously announced. But these zinc readings are very, very encouraging.
Okay. Yeah, well, I can clearly see there. You can see where the purple is. That's the higher level there, isn't it? And so you've got two targets, Acacia and Maruli, that you're going to be drilling fairly soon, as soon as you've got the environmental permit.
Yeah, well, we also have baobab and elephant as well. So I think you can see. So if you imagine sort of baobab is sort of off the screen down to the left, and baobab is off the screen down to the right. So we actually have 4 big targets and then 3 secondary targets in this area. But our primary focus, we've obviously got limited resource. We have to decide sort of where to focus our efforts. But the fact that these targets are looking as good as they are, that's why they sort of justify such intense exploration attention at this stage.
Okay. And you're hoping to be drilling in July, all being well?
Oh, well, I don't know about July, because what we're thinking about is the rig that we're using in the KSZ, even though it's a diamond rig, we're thinking about then mobilising that if the drill contractor is still available, because they do work for major companies, and Debswana, which is sort of big in sort of Botswana diamond exploration. So assuming that they're available, our hope is to be able to mobilise that rig up to the KCB as soon as we finished in the KSZ. So we're hoping it will be in August. That's our goal.
Okay. Well, good. Have you got any more?